Nathan Nazareth is an elite 7-figure entrepreneur and athlete that has blown up on social media over the past couple years. And funny enough, he lives right up there, like 2 stories up. During this time, I've had the privilege to work with him since day one when he started his fitness journey after high school. And this is not some training plan or a workout protocol. I'm going to break down exactly how somebody of the caliber of Nathan breaks down his week-to-week operations when it comes down to his health, so that he can save upwards of 40 to 100 hours a month. So in this video, I'm going to give you all the sauce that he implements on a day-to-day basis to stay on top of his health while running it like his business. Nathan and I met a little bit after high school, as we both went to the same high school, and as I was posting Ironmans and natural bodybuilding as well as the story with my foot, Nathan hit me up over Instagram DMs to do some basic coaching and personal training for him as his dropshipping business started to pick up in around 2018, 2019. The thing that made Nathan different from most entrepreneurs was just how grounded and understanding that he was. He constantly met me exactly where I was at, and to this day, he's treated me the exact same way back when I wasn't as successful and I was just starting my business. Super genuine, super understanding, never trying to derive anything out of me or trying to use me in any way, just looking and trying to enable the best in people, which is a really rare quality. And he wanted a health automation system in the first place because he understood the total scale of which people have to go through, and he had to go through to be healthy. He had to cook his own food, clean his own dishes, go to bed at the right time, train the right muscle groups, warm out properly, and he just didn't have the energy or the understanding or the time to put this all in motion for himself. As ultimately, he was scaling his businesses. That is what takes up priority when you're starting off. And the problem that he was facing before implementing our system and working with me was just being all over the place when he was traveling, on top of not really understanding the science of the body and how to put that into motion. So just following the regular influencer path and seeing what he saw online, he tried to apply it as best that he could, but he immediately understood and saw the pitfalls of all those applications. And the truth be told, Nathan doesn't do much now on a day-to-day basis. He mainly chills, and his disposal as a creator, that has generated a lot of exponential returns on his net impact earlier on. So he put in a lot of work, and now he has that freedom to kind of go around and chase other business models, invest, etc. So he has a lot of free time. And when you optimize somebody that has free time, essentially what we've enabled for him is that when he's not in constant grind mode and he's just at face-to-face value with himself, he is in full flow state. He understands his body, he understands the feedback that it's giving him, and how to turn that into his next caliber weapon as he goes for the longevity game and scaling businesses that aren't just about putting in a lot of work and going all in and grinding 24/7. It's a much more mature approach to business in a way. And that's what shocked us about his lifestyle when we met him. We had no idea the enormity in which Nathan didn't work. He was focused and he understood the value of his time, and he started his business so he could mainly chill while assets worked in the background for him. And out of everybody that we'd met, more specifically me and my business partner met at that time, it was always grind and hustle culture, but they weren't making nearly as much as Nathan. So before he met us, the areas in which were draining the most amount of his time consisted of the training programming, understanding how to train, what to train, actually going out and cooking the food. In most cases, he would just Uber Eats, understanding his circadian rhythm and beating himself up with being a night owl, understanding the implications of how to heal his ACL injury that he had and how that was transferring over into some weakness in his day-to-day life. Combined an amazing team and science and used as much data as we could around all these topics and put that into motion for him. And the single biggest lever that we pulled with his routine was whenever Nathan went somewhere to travel, or if he hunkered down in Vancouver or in Victoria, we had one of our team members go into his house and create the food that we installed for him on the back end using the science about his body. And then that way he didn't have to clean or cook. It was all automated for him, effectively saving him upwards of 40 to 100 hours a month. And I have a reel about this on my Instagram right here, so you can check that out and learn a little bit more about the caliber of people that we brought into his home. And when he traveled, it was cool because we were able to find meal prep providers and orchestrate things around the globe for him so that we could kind of adjust our programming and our adherence to the work that we needed him to do to heal his body based on where he was. So in Australia, when he was in the Gold Coast, we found meditation chambers, meal prep delivery services, gyms, entrepreneur hubs, And then that way, he went there, congregated with like-minded people, while also meeting the minimum effective dose of what we had to program for him in terms of training. And ultimately, the tasks that we removed from his plate entirely in Victoria, and as we are right now in Vancouver, involve things that do not nearly represent 1 to 2% of his net worth per hour. We're talking things like doing and taking out the garbage, cooking and creating the food that he needs to eat, cleaning up the entire household, doing the laundry, doing grocery shopping. Tasks that we delegated to a professional chef that handles all of this for him. And that's the difference between optimizing for performance and optimizing for convenience, because we're effectively handling both. It's convenient for him to eat really healthy food so he doesn't go out and eat junk food because it's in his fridge. And at the same time, that convenience is fueling his performance, as it's helping, the food is helping him hit his goals while also being extremely convenient for him. And effectively, these 40 hours with his business, and effectively the 40 to 60 extra hours a month that he gets back, he can invest all of that into his relationships, seeing his family, and scaling his other businesses. So ultimately, the best thing is to ask Nathan what he's done with those 40 to 60 extra hours. And the impact in Nathan that we've noticed after implementing these systems is just the constant state of calm that he's in. Yeah, he was calm before, but I could sense the frustration that he always had to choose and sacrifice between business and his health. And that's just completely removed with us, as ultimately we're bringing convenience and performance into a deliverable mechanism for him that gives him the best of both worlds. And the thing that surprised us most when we implemented the system for him was just the enormity of impact. I talked about that a little bit in this video, but when you do good, excellent work right, it bleeds into all areas of life, especially with something like your body. And when we did the scientific protocol that we do for understanding his body, from his blood work, his stomach, his genetics, and just having that full picture understanding of where inflammation and bottlenecks in his body were, we were clearly able to find out, using our knowledge as well as our AI systems and our team, to put that all into motion seamlessly without any sort of opportunity costs on his end. He didn't have to abuse stimulants anymore. He didn't have to think about hopping on steroids or other shortcuts, because we were ultimately doing it right. And we had the unique mechanism, the people, and the caliber of the service that put it all into motion for him without him having to put a ton of extra effort. So seeing that all come into order was a really beautiful process, and it gained a lot of respect, and it built an amazing friendship between myself and Nathan, which I value dearly to this day. He speaks very highly of us, and he holds us in his heart to a high regard because he knows the enormity of the problems that we solve for him. Optimability can do the same thing for you if you're a 7-figure online business owner making more than $50,000 to $100,000 per month in your business. If you're looking to delegate things that aren't worth your time, and you're noticing how your body is holding you back in terms of your digestion, or you have ankle problems or lower back pain or low muscle mass, all of these things affect you, whether or not you'd like to admit it, and they impact your output. And your output is the enormity, and your output is everything. You strive for higher levels of output so that you can scale your business. And those two things go hand in hand. All output originates from you. So let's figure out how we can scale your output and handle it like your business.